Okay, everybody, it's me, Gregory Mannarino. It is Wednesday, July 14th, 2021, and let me explain this to you right off the bat. Just when you thought this absolute freak show couldn't get any worse, well, it did. It got worse this morning after hearing testimony from Federal Reserve Chairperson Powell. And I want to talk about that, but you know what? Let's start off with that. So this is what we got going on here. Stock futures were negative this morning, pointing towards a lower open for the market. Oh no, that can't be allowed to happen. So after he made some statements today, stock futures reversed and went higher. Now let's talk about what this unhuman thing. People, I can't stress this to you enough. The Federal Reserve is a crime syndicate determined to freaking take over the world. Okay, along with the BIS that we heard yesterday, you know, they want absolute control. They're planning on absolute control. Who do you guess would be the largest contributor to the Bank of International Settlements? Well, it's the Federal Reserve. Why? Because the dollar is the world reserve currency. Anyway, let's talk about these comments from Powell this morning. So, he has removed transitory from his narrative, okay? It's no longer transitory. I'm referring to inflation. What he's saying now, okay, check this out. This is lovely. Inflation will persist for several months and then moderate. So you understand the change here, all right? We all understand this is not temporary. This is not transitory. And now he's not saying it anymore. Now it's going to moderate after several months, okay? It's all dog shit wrapped in cat shit, like I said yesterday. And this is the statement that caused stock futures to go from negative to positive. It is way too early to talk about tapering. He went on to say, quote, the Federal Reserve is way off from a bond taper. Duh. People, I've explained this to you since the onset of this crap that they're trying to throw at us, okay? They're trying to convince people, oh, we're going to taper. Oh, lift off. Nonsense. They're not even close. And again, he admitted it here. They're way off. I think those are my words that I said recently. From a bond taper. That's a quote out of its mouth. People, like I've been explaining to you, you can't possibly, I don't care how smart you are or crafty or creative, you couldn't make this stuff up if you tried to. Now here's something else you couldn't make up. The producer price index year over year gained 7.4%. Guess who's going to eat all of those, the rising prices? You are. You. Yes, you. People, it's an incredible situation here. You can't freaking make this crap up. And it really gets under my skin sometimes. But again, this is just a beautiful situation for those of us who know how to take advantage of this. And we're going to bet against this goddamn freak show. Excuse my language. I'm so sorry. We're going to bet against it. Okay, that means holding anti-debt units, people. You know this if you've been following this blog. For even if you've been with me for a few months, you know exactly what you should be doing here in this market. Getting long the stock market because it's going much, much higher with any kind of a taper way off. Oh, and don't forget, inflation is going to moderate. It's not transitory anymore. It's going to moderate in a few months. I dare you to make this stuff up. I dare you to try to do it. You can't do it. Anyway, like I said, stock futures are higher across the board right now. Gold and silver are catching a bid. The dollar is lower after it made that statement. You know, it's an it. It's not human, okay? The Federal Reserve is an entity among itself. And those that dwell in the Federal Reserve, they're not even human beings. Anyway, so like I said, dollar weaker. Metals doing well. Cryptocurrencies remain under pressure. They're going to stay that way for a while, so get used to it. Crude oil over $75 a barrel, also going much higher. You know, people, everything I've been telling you pretty much is happening. And you just got to raise your awareness, keep your eyes open, listen to the dog shit wrapped in cat shit, because that is going to get worse. I don't know. It's going to be dog shit wrapped in cat shit, floating in like, I don't know, cow vomit or something along those lines. I have no idea. But this is so insane. It really is. It's crazy. I don't know another way to put this, people. I really, really don't. Anyway, I want to give you all a big heads up here. All right. As most of you know, I have tried to start a fund. I wanted this to be something we can all get involved in, and I wasn't able to put that together. So, unfortunately, I had to put it on the back burner. However, okay, I've been working on a new fund here, and if I had to put a timeline on this, I'm going to say next year. In 2022, I'm going to have a fund together. I'm actually putting together a prospectus now. So those of you that may be interested in getting involved in my fund will get a heads up on this. So if you are a subscriber to my newsletter, there is a link in the description of this video. You will be among the first to get the prospectus. So if you are not a subscriber to my free newsletter, for which I would imagine you really should do that, subscribe to my free newsletter. There is a link again in the description of this video. Now, over the next few weeks, I'm going to send out a prospectus of my fund, which I'm planning on putting out next year. So this gives you some time to put some capital away to get involved in this. And I really want to make this happen. I've wanted this to happen for a very, very long time. Ran into regulatory issues last time. They make it very difficult for anybody. And you have to see, if you're not a Wall Street bank or a major hedge fund, they do not make it easy for you. They don't want people involved in this. Well, you know what? I'm going to try as hard as I can over the next several months to make this happen. So like I said, if you're interested in this, you want to get involved in the Greg Mannarino Fund, I have no idea what I'm going to call it. Maybe I won't call it anything. I don't know. Subscribe to my newsletter, and over the next several weeks, you will get a prospectus so you can understand what I'm talking about, what I'm thinking about doing here. All right, people, look, in summary, just real quick here, we have a freak show market, all right, with the producer price index rising 7.4% year over year. It's just historic. We've never heard of anything like this. We got stock futures turned around after Powell said he is way off. The Fed is way off from a taper. And remember, transitory is gone now. Eventually, inflation is going to moderate. I dare you to make that up. All right, I'm out of here. Love you a lot, and I'll see you later.